Greetings, Flesh Wound Horror freaks, and welcome to a brand new episode of Flesh Wound Horror. This is episode 2 of our Masters of Horror retrospective. I am Daniel Shine, joined as always by Todd Loya, Pugs Dread, and Kruger. And, well, we'll just get right into it. Why not? So, very excited for our first.
What? Real quick, what was our favorite of last week? So we can kind of go off that. We all kind of said
the Dream House, Gordon.
Yeah, the second. Okay, so far we'll see which one we'll add to that for this one.
Yeah, although I will say again, Dance of the Dead, way better than I remembered. I think that one gets unnecessary hate. I think it's pretty.
Actually,
cool.
It's in the past. I think. Well, I'm. If this was poker, I'd be terrible right now because I think we're about to. I think. As much as I've blown this movie, you're all gonna fucking know where I stand.
Well, let's see. Let's see. All right, so this is the Dario Argento episode from season 1. Jennifer, while parked in a remote spot eating lunch with his partner, Detective Frank Spivey saves a disfigured woman named Jennifer from being killed by a deranged homeless man. He feels sorry and takes her in from an insane asylum and brings her home. Frank becomes obsessed with Jennifer, feeling lust and attraction, and then he realizes there's more to her. And he finds out through tragic consequences. All right. So, Kruger, these are all first-time watches for you, so I got to ask, what did you think of Jennifer?
Fucking love this one. This definitely is like one of the best ones so far. Gore is really, really good. Acting is well done. Great soundtrack. I can't really get into like everything I liked without, going into the spoilers. But yeah, I really enjoyed this one a lot.
What did you think, Pugs? Blow away.
This is the story of a butterface that every male here would. I'm telling you right now, if you say you wouldn't, you're a goddamn liar. Yeah.
Was it that suck sound that she made, like she was eating like donuts?
I mean, honestly, it's like she can't talk back. This is great.
All I know is Dan needs a Jennifer.
Totally. It'll make your life so much easier. But no, honestly, like all the acting's good. Argento, come on.
Argento did some of his best later work on Masters of Horror because I'm a big fan of season 2, episode 2.
And we'll get there too. But yeah, this is by far my favorite of the night, and more than likely of season 1. We'll talk about season 2 after. But yeah, this is just a cool roundabout. You hang out with this butterface, and everything that can go wrong will go wrong. Just Butterface Murphy's Law. That's what it is. So, I absolutely love this movie.
I think this is Dario Argento's warning not to take ugly chicks home, but I don't know. Maybe. I love the Bernard Herrmann-esque score too.
He had Claudio Simonetti on this.
Yeah. Well, yeah. You could tell in some parts, but you could also tell he was clearly channeling Bernard Herrmann. Mm-hmm. But you can always tell the Goblin style. Yeah, I have zero complaints with this one. This has always been a favorite of mine too. And for a while, I wasn't sure if it was just because I was a huge Argento mark, because I'm a little more forgiving on his later work than a lot of people. So this one at least.
Except Dracula.
No, I we've had this discussion, Dan. I'm forgiving of Dracula.
Because it's in 3D.
That is true.
And it looks really cool in 3D. So, okay. But yeah, I do think this is his best post-Sleepless work.
Can I also...
Real quick, I still have not read the short story that it's based on. I need to get on top of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of these are based on short stories, actually, and it'd be nice if there was like a compilation of them. I'd buy that. I want to put over Steven Weber. He is a fantastic actor that doesn't get enough credit. And Kruger, if you haven't seen The Perfection yet, you need to watch that on Netflix.
I have.
You have?
Really
okay.
like that a lot.
Yeah, Steven Weber is awesome. One thing rewatching this again, I forgot about some of how funny it is at times. I loved when the son was like, nice rack for a Morlock. just like his facial expressions, like,
yeah, when he gave the nod of approval.
like, she can stay in my room.
Again, back to my statement. Dan needs a Jennifer.
He does.
Well, maybe.
I just want to see her. I just want to see her like running around in the background.
Yeah,
like Elf. Just feed her cats, and then love her also.
I love my cats though. That would be cool.
Not your cat. I just said cats.
That would be cool. Jennifer's not a good listener, guys. Let's watch. Remember the episode here. Oh man,
that's what ropes are for.
This is one of the ones I wouldn't have mind like seeing like a 90-minute version of it too. Just more with the family too. It's like, no, she can't fucking stay here. What's wrong with you? Guys, it's so fucked up. Dario Argento really, both of his episodes are pretty fucked up, and he really did some of his best work here. And I'm an Argento mark too. Like I said, there's only one that I can't forgive. I love Argento, and for some reason you're out there and you haven't watched this episode, you definitely should. It's gory. It has some funny bits, and it is twisted. And
it doesn't hold back at all.
No, it doesn't. Not one bit.
It needed a CGI praying mantis, though.
Everything needed a CGI praying mantis. I have actually met Carrie Ann Fleming, who played Jennifer ages ago at a convention. I'd like to see her start doing them again. I feel like this is memorable, and I don't actually have an 8x10 from it, which I wish I did.
Were you disappointed she didn't look the same as she did in the episode?
That's mess. Oh, dude, photo op with her in makeup.
Take my money. Take my fucking money.
And I want her to sign the 8x10 nice rack for a Morlock. There's my. All right, so I can't remember. Do we rate these at the end, or do we just
when do we do spoilers? I don't remember.
We do spoilers because I do have more to say about this.
After all three?
Yeah, we did after all three.
All right, well, we'll save it.
Did we rate them, or did we just pick a favorite?
I think we picked the favorite.
We did rate them.
I thought so too. Dan's supposed to be keeping track of this.
Well, let's just say Jennifer is a very high recommendation.
Well, I'll rate it. We might as well. It's a 5 for me.
5.
That's how we. Yeah. So
5 as well.
One huge hole.
One handful of Morlock titty. All right. So
how do you do that, Dan?
Katie, what's wrong with that? Are you criticizing my tit grabbing abilities, Todd?
I've seen you count. That poor girl.
It's messed up. Now you hurt my feelings, Todd.
If it was Jennifer, it wouldn't be a problem.
There we go.
Oh, dude. This show really does hold a special place in my heart. It still does so far, because I was a little bit worried about revisiting these, but
I still remember the first time I saw Jennifer, and there's no way any heterosexual would be like, yeah, I'm not doing this. Yeah, you would. Amazing.
All right, I gotta pause it there. All joking aside, you really would.
Yes.
There's something wrong with you, Bug. That's fucked up.
Oh, if this was played by, jeez, I can't think of a fucking bring a name. Tiffany Haddish, Dan would fucking be all about it.
All right, maybe.
Maybe.
And Bugs would be like, I'm out.
Yeah.
Now I've kind of got that. I need a minute.
Yes, it's not chocolate, Jennifer. Chocolate's coming up later.
Chocolate is coming up next. Segue on that note. All right, chocolate. This is the Mick Garris, the creator. This is his directorial season 1 entry into the Masters of Horror franchise. And this one follows Jamie, who works at a Chicago food lab of a company developing flavors. Jeremy's divorced and is on a diet, but after eating a chocolate, he becomes connected to a beautiful woman. He can see through her eyes, feel what she's feeling, and he falls in love with her until he witnesses her killing her lover. He travels and meets her with tragic consequences. All right, so chocolate. Before we get into it, I just want to say I love Matt Frewer, and I think it's cool that he was in this as a Max Headroom for life.
Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
Oh yeah, Matt Frewer is awesome. Anything with Matt Frewer. All right, Kruger, what did you think of chocolate?
Wasn't a huge fan of this one, but it did have some qualities to it that were good. Like when the gore does kick up, it does have like one really nasty stabbing scene in it that I thought was really well done. But other than that, a lot of the like hallucinations the guy was having, I don't know, it just didn't do it for me. I wasn't really a huge fan of the story either, but I can see some people really liking this one, but this one wasn't really for me.
Didn't want to see E.T.'s Elliot getting mind fucked. I get that. Can kill the childhood a little
Well,
bit.
it had nothing to do with that, but it was just, I don't know. It kind of has like a romance storyline to it that I don't know. I didn't care for it that much.
Mm-hmm. What did you think, Pugs?
Yeah, it's a weird love story. It's just a weird love story. The only problem I have with this is that it came out after. I'm watching it after I saw Jennifer, so it's like my expectations are up here, and like I've seen it before.
You didn't have that. You didn't have that month break in between.
Yeah, so I like it enough. I do think that one scene's pretty damn gnarly, but it's just like a weird love story, stalker type movie, and Mick Garris has done better.
He's done worse.
He's done worse too. So yeah, but Elliot, or I forgot his real name, but yeah, Elliot was
Henry
good.
Thomas.
Henry Thomas. Yeah, I like him. I was rooting for him the entire time.
He's a fantastic actor. He really is. Haunting of Hill House, also on Netflix.
Which I still need to watch. I'm a fan of his work. Like I brought up a random hijacking Hollywood movie he did in the 90s that this made me want to watch. What?
We didn't review Haunting of Hill House?
No, I haven't watched it.
We did. Let's make it a Halloween watch because that is.
Yeah, isn't season 2 dropping sometime?
I'm pretty sure that was already finished, so I think it might be.
Okay, well,
Is it done by Mike Flanagan as well?
Yes.
Okay.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, if you haven't watched, great Halloween watch.
Okay, I'll start knocking it out.
I'm shocked because I talk about this movie all the time. I could have sworn maybe it was just Dan then.
Which one?
Haunting of Hill House.
Isn't that a series, not a movie?
We probably, yeah, it is. I think Pugs and I have
I was
talked
getting confused.
about it, but I don't think we covered it.
Oh, okay. Chad, let's do this.
All right. Okay, well, that's fine. Well, I guess call me the romantic because I actually do like this one, but I think it is for like the other reasons that like I am a fan of Henry Thomas's stuff. I kind of knew Kruger was going to be on this one because of the romance stuff. It's not perfect, but I do still enjoy this. And I remember liking this one more this time than last time I watched it. So it's not my favorite, but I was still entertained by it.
Yeah, I think my big issue with this one is not having the proper. It's not that it did a love story. That's cool, but like they didn't really have the proper time to develop it, and there's not really a lot of them together. I also feel like I wanted to see a little more
ghost fucking.
Well, there you go. Some entity action, maybe.
I felt it.
Some more development with him and his family and everything. Although they get the point across. I mean, he is great, but yeah, this one doesn't quite. Maybe it's another one that just needed feature length to sort of explore those two together more, because you don't really get that. And this one I am going to have to say is one of the weaker of the series. but I don't hate it. I wanted a better ending too. It just didn't. So it's interesting that this is the one Garrus did, considering, he's responsible for the Masters of Horror.
That's the only way I think he is a master of horror.
Okay.
Yeah,
Shots fired.
I mean, I'm sorry. I love riding the bullet, but that's not Nightmare on Elm Street.
I don't hate most of his movies.
I don't either, but I think they're middle of the road. They're not nothing.
He did Sleepwalkers, right?
Yes,
that's a good one.
Yeah,
I love The Stand. I love The Stand too, but it's still like he's not a man.
I feel you.
To me, though, if he gets the title, it might be because of The Stand. Because remember, early '90s. Nobody thought you were going to pull The Stand off.
You know who gave him the title? Himself. That's all there is to it.
There you go. But I like.
I've never said, "Holy shit! Did you guys see the new Mick Garris movies coming out?"
He also wrote
honestly,
Hocus Pocus.
Now you're trying to get him over with
punks. No, he did write the first draft of Hocus Pocus, and he's written that the entire time. That was not what the script that was made, though. That script was not filmed. But thank you for the skeleton, and I love that fucking movie.
You know what? Fuck you, Mick Garris. You're no master of horror.
I don't go that far either.
Thank you for the theories, though.
Standing there with Argento and Hooper. Fuck you, Mick Garris.
Keeps good company.
There you go.
Man, I run into that man all the time. Mick Garris, I love you.
He's like the nicest person in the world, and we're
seeming. Is luxurious.
We should give him. If Stephen King calls him a master of horror, who are we to argue with him?
I like most of your movies, Mick Garris. Critters too.
He's not.
I don't think he's watching this. Yeah.
Come on. Funny. He just randomly I wonder what they think of chocolate today.
In the description, when I type it out on YouTube, it's going to say Mick Garris now.
You're going to ruin his day. He's probably just eating ice cream, depressed about the world situation. And he's
eating his vegan ice cream. I thought that Buck's guy liked me.
He's gonna do his daily YouTube search of his name and find
combing his wizard hair. All right, so I'm still nice. I'm giving this one a 2.5. It's perfectly entertaining. There's a couple good gore bits in there. It's not the best of the series. I thought maybe it'd grow on me, but it really didn't. What say you, Todd?
I'm a 3. I like it, but it's still not one of the best.
A little more development. Yeah. How about you, Pugs?
I am a 3 as well. It's just above okay. You can find other better entries in the series.
Absolutely. And Kruger.
I'm a 2.5 with you, Dan. Like I said, it does have its qualities, and I do like it more towards the second act of it, but definitely probably the weakest episode so far for me.
There we go. That is chocolate. And moving on to our next story for the evening. So this one, I'm really curious to get everybody's thoughts on, because there was kind of a particular view of it at the time, and I'm definitely going to kind of compare it to something. But this is Joe Dante's Homecoming. Speaking of nice guys, Joe Dante's awesome. And all right, so Homecoming. A hotshot White House speechwriter deals with the publicity nightmare of his life when recently deceased soldiers return from beyond the grave. All right, so Joe Dante. How
cool is that concept? That alone is fucking gnarly.
Yeah, and I always have to throw out Death Dream, though, as far as a great horror movie, Vietnam era of a soldier returning. Different vibe. That one's definitely not a lot of yucks in Death Dream, but great Bob Clark flick. All right, so Homecoming.
There's the master.
So Homecoming, this is sort of the commentary on Bush era and Iraq. Kruger, what did you think of Homecoming?
I actually like this one. I thought it was pretty relevant to the times we're living in, surprisingly. Definitely had I think it was a little weak, on the acting side at a few points. But let me tell you, that Jane Cleaver girl plays a pretty good, obnoxious government official. And this reminded me of one of my favorite zombie movie, Day of the Dead, in some scenes, in a really good way, especially when they were like doing stuff like with the autopsy and stuff. It really reminded me of Day of the Dead a lot, and I like that. I think it isn't really like super gory, and there isn't crazy over the top effects, but as a political commentary, pretty entertaining. And definitely not my favorite episode. And I'm not a big zombie guy in general, but it was way better than what I was expecting, knowing like, oh, this is the zombie episode.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
How about you, Pugs? What do you think of Homecoming?
When this was brand new, I was not looking forward to it because even now, like, politics can be overwhelming, and I'm just like, another one. But with the Day of the Dead comparison, that also ran through my brain, and that's a hindrance for it because this is nowhere near as good as Day of the Dead, and it was fucking brilliant. I love Joe Dante, but this one just doesn't work for me. I'll
tell you why when you're done.
Okay, this one just feels like a sitcom or like a made for TV movie, not an actual movie, like network TV. So everything just felt weird, and then it's just heavy handed, and I just wasn't into it. This time, it hit the same. This is like my least favorite. Didn't care.
All right, where it was lacking was this is the only Joe Dante thing without Dick Miller in it.
That guy.
Strange, yeah. Like, why wasn't he crawling out of a grave from like
something? Right?
Yeah.
But we did get another Dante guy, Robert Picardo, so that was cool.
Yes. Who also played the Doctor on Star Trek Voyager? I got to do it to you, Todd. Continue.
Before I go there,
next time, next Star Trek reference, he's getting banned in episode.
I do love the concept though, especially the opening scene when the zombies are like falling out of the truck and Homegirl's just like trying to blast him. That's just cool. I wish we just went with that instead of the whole thing.
I'm kind of in the middle of you two. I do like it's 100% timely still. It worked then, it works now. It does feel a little heavy-handed though. I enjoy it, but it's kind of another one where I don't love it and I don't hate it. It's another one that, and especially coming from Dante, I expect a lot more because, I mean, if you look at his filmography, everything's great.
Oh yeah, yeah. He's even some of his more recent stuff. It's like it feels like a Joe Dante movie.
But I get the whole. They got basically an hour and a budget to do whatever they wanted, and he did something a little more experimental than the tried and true, Dante thing, which is cool. Because, I mean, he's one who still could go do something. Let's be real. No one was going to give Argento or, Toby Hooper or a lot of these guys the kind of budgets to make something like this. So they're going to do what they do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I wanted to throw out this is based on the short story Death and Suffrage by Dale Bailey. So this is another one out there if you're curious to read the source material. So I could kind of compare this, at least back then. A lot of the reaction was similar to Land of the Dead, where some of the political commentary was just like very obvious and not particularly clever. I happen to like Land of the Dead. It's not the original Dead trilogy, but I actually think it's a good movie. This one, I mean, you have Jane, who's like the Ann Coulter type, and I thought her performance was pretty amusing. There were certain moments where I felt like even with the humor, this could have had some moments where it should have been a little more emotional, particularly with the brother, and we'll talk a little bit about that in spoilers, but I actually think I enjoyed it more this time than I did then. Just some of the lines like Picardo, like, oh well, he volunteered. Just some of it actually kind of made me laugh now. And when she puts the sticker on the zombie when he like keels over it, I voted. I did enjoy this actually. I think more than I did before. It's not the best of the best, but I can understand at the time. I do think it's still relevant. And yeah, it's not going to make you. It's not going to tug at the heartstrings the way Death Dream did, and it's not going to make you laugh your ass off either. I will throw out a film called Dead and Deader with Dean Cain. It's a fun like soldier themed zombie movie.
Fuck that guy.
Oh, just personally.
Yeah.
Didn't like his Superman pugs.
Oh, Superman was fine. That guy's just a fucking asshole.
He is super.
We don't have to get into it. He's
though, but
no.
I hear his move on dates is to pop in an episode of Superman or his Superman, Lois and Clark, like as a what's up, girl?
Wouldn't that be fun? Just leave it on. Wouldn't that be funny? He shows up like at the restaurant with the cape on. I feel like it's a good comedy bit that somebody needs to do. So yeah, I do like this. I understand why people have some issues with it, but it did make the Jane character was hilarious. See, like, this is proof our God's better than your God. Just the way she spun everything. So not the best of the best, but I still think this is really enjoyable. I am a 3.5 on this one. What say you, Todd?
You're a little higher than me. I'm a 3, and I was being generous.
Okay. Pugs?
I am a 2.
Cool. And Kruger?
I'm a 3.
There we go. All right, guys. So we're going to get into our spoiler talk on the episodes. Do our best. Not everybody's seen this, and I keep forgetting now that.
Give me a better spoiler warning, Dan.
I wasn't going into it yet, Todd.
I know, but
spoiler warning. Don't bitch if you get it spoiled now.
Okay.
Either.
Yeah. All right. Well, now you've been warned. If you're still listening, it's all Dan's fault. So, spoiler time.
Spoiler time. Kruger, what do you want to talk about first?
Since we just did it, let's go with Homecoming first. Yeah, man. Yeah, I did like it, but I get what you guys are saying too. The one thing I thought was fucking funny though, and had me like cracking up really hard, was when I forgot what his position of power was, but the one government official, when they're looking at the zombie on the autopsy table, just puts a whole clip into the zombie. He's like, "Yay, can't fucking die."
That was a good scene.
Yeah. And then I did pop when he kept calling. Wait, was it Peckerhead or Peckerwood? I don't know. It made me laugh.
Wow. You said Peckerwood.
Well, I'm referencing the character, Todd. Shut up, Todd. God damn it.
Sound clip. I have to bleep that now, Dan. Damn it.
Well, now you have to bleep it. Nah, I'll just make Todd work. Yeah, Homecoming. I don't know. I think maybe also like right now too, like going into an election, it is a fun one to revisit in particular. So the timing on this one was good. I did want to talk a little bit more about Jennifer, though.
We get chocolate out of the way before the main event with Jennifer.
Sure. Yeah, we can do chocolate.
Reverse orders throwing them off. Got to switch notes.
I know. It's covertly reaching for my notes.
Not very. I don't think you know what that word means, Dan.
Shut up, Todd. I know. Shut up, Todd. That's all I need to know. So chocolate. Yeah, that was kind of scarring seeing Elliot like sitting there like bracing for his pound.
Taking the dick.
I just love that he had to do that in front of his son. He gets all mad. Stop doing it! What are we doing to my dad? I'm like, she's way the fuck over here. How is that even work?
That was awkward as shit. Yeah, where he's just like sitting there, like dry humping the air. It remind me of that scene in what was it? Not Another Teen Movie, when like everybody started coming in when she had the vibrator in her, and like her priest like came in and wanted to say hi. It just kept getting worse. Yeah, I don't know if I have like specific spoilers to talk on this one, really. I do wish that it kind of felt like by the time he met the girl, there wasn't, there needed to be a little more development there to make this more interesting for me. This is like one of the ones where I maybe a little more runtime would have helped it, actually. But, pretty gnarly stabbing, though. I mean, just going straight up.
Yeah.
Making Ed Gein proud.
Yes. Yes. All right. So I figured we were going to talk more about Jennifer than anything else.
Before we do, did anybody else roll their eyes when Honey, I Shrunk the Kid guy, Miller, what's his name?
Robert Ricardo?
No, Fewer.
Matt Frewer. Yeah.
Matt Fewer.
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
With the mohawk, that was cool. And he's like, we're the gods of rock. And they just go up there and sound like fucking Stained or something. I'm like, you guys went a little hard for that sound, man. But you do you.
It was maybe a little miscast, but I still, Max Headroom. Yeah, I love Matt Frewer. So Jennifer, I will say, like, the actress, that she'd get a 5 too, for her shower stuff. Was I the only one that thought the brother was gonna like end up banging her? I thought she was gonna kill him that way. Not the brother, the son.
Yeah, that's when I first saw it. I thought that's where it was going. I'm like, oh, you got like a living fleshlight. Fantastic. Fleshlight, reach out to us. Flesh Moon, Fleshlight. Come on.
Oh, God, can you imagine they like have her face on the end of one of those? I just want to put it on my shelf, display it, and like say nothing.
You just earned my money. If that's the case.
Were rubber.
There you go. Oh man, when he walks in on her in the cabin and was just like eating the kid's like dick, it looked like, and he's still alive.
Isn't this one of the only times that they cut something because they actually had the penis filmed and you don't see like the dickhead?
Oh, really? They probably did. Yeah, come to think of it.
I think they only had to cut 2 things, and they were both from fucking Argento.
Well, and then they had the whole episode they pulled.
Well, okay.
I think even on an HBO or a Stars or whatever, it's still Masters of Horror now still wouldn't be like this. I don't think we would get the same kind of content. I mean, you might get the gore, but some of the more twisted stuff, I don't know. I feel like it would look different now. I'd love to see it come back, having said that. But yeah. And I also would have loved the ending to be Jennifer goes off to join the circus. I remember being excited when I first saw the circus thing. And I was like, oh, yeah, maybe this will be the one. Yeah. Come see the amazing Jennifer.
Maybe she will. Like in the sequel. We need a fucking sequel to this. It's just a cycle.
There can be the next guy that kills the last guy. Can be a carny. The carny kills the hunter.
There you go.
Also, I'd like to see her eat a tiger, like in a circus cage. Everything starts escalating.
Tiger King, my money.
Oh
Comes in and starts shocking her with the prod.
Dude, Tiger King finds her. He's like, I'm not interested.
Those old school like tents where they do like the little burlesque striptease thing. Can you imagine like you got the carny guy and you give him the dollar and then you got the kids coming out? What the fuck, dude?
You know what? They can have Jennifer remake Jennifer or have a sequel right now since everyone has to wear a fucking mask. You know how hot she would look?
Yeah.
That's what I said. There's so many more bonable women out on the street now because half their faces are covered.
What is it? People with pretty eyes, now's your time to shine.
Oh,
I fucking love Jennifer. This it's like
but true.
Horrific and sexy at the same time. Like I don't know. Like it's just like a pervy person's fucking dream come true. Like we found this thing that we could do, and we just gotta feed it. It's great. And then she's like needy. She's like a cat.
Jennifer meets Dead Girl. Team up flick.
Have you seen Dead Girl, Kruger?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
That's another one I would want.
Did anybody laugh their ass off at the anal scene too?
Yes.
Overreacted.
This is why I fuck Morlocks on the side. All right. Yeah.
Is that all for spoilers?
Yeah, it was pretty much just titty talk, but that's cool.
I know that's fine. So, I'm looking forward to next week because I'll give you a mini spoiler. One of my favorite episodes is next week. There's actually two I really like for next time's episode.
What is our next lineup?
Okay, the lineup for the next few is will be everyone's favorite murderer, John Landis's Deer Woman, followed by John Carpenter's Cigarette Burns.
Ooh.
And because here's another one that's on the questionable list, William Malone, a.k.a. director of House on Haunted Hill remake, Fair-Haired Child.
Nice. Those are all ones I kind of want to revisit because I don't remember like everything.
I remember, though, it's funny with the William Malone one. Like, even Mick Garris's name on the list didn't do it. I was like, why the fuck is William Malone? I like House on Haunted Hill, the remake, but still. You got to give me a little bit more.
You know.
Yeah.
Are you defending his inclusion, Dan?
Well, if you want,
we can save that for next week.
With the company alone that he's in that episode, our JC, the Jesus Christ of horror, is in that block. Like, come on.
Yeah,
I get it. But I think here's an interesting thing to close on because we could do this on any show. Who would you include now if you were rebooting Masters of Horror?
James
Jordan
Wan.
Peele.
Oh, you fucker!
But he would be in there.
He would. Damn it! Yeah, I would. James Wan.
Really? That's your first one,
dude. He's responsible for The Conjuring and Insidious.
I'm gonna make you hate yourself right now.
No, but who I want, or just who would be included? Oh, Ari Aster, hands down.
Oh, really? Okay, I'm still disappointed.
What are you thinking?
Alexander Aja.
Oh,
that's who I was going to say.
There you go.
Fuck, you're right.
Someone who definitely deserves. I
would get Mr. Evernull out of Turkey as well, the Baskin guy.
Yeah. I think you could open it for people that maybe haven't made as many horror films.
Zombie would be included.
I'll surprise you because I think they're overrated, but the Soska sisters.
No, it's because they're female. They need to throw a girl in there, so that's fine.
Well, when they originally did it, you got the one foreign toss in, so.
Mm-hmm.
So now they'll have a woman tossed in instead.
But I'd like to see what they would do in like that.
Oh God,
they can do whatever they want, sort of deal.
It can be. I'm just picturing getting rebooted of like Ladies of Horror or something.
That's what they would do. God damn it!
I hope it happens now, just so Dan can bitch for a month and somehow still blame Black Christmas.
You could get like Mary Lambert. There's some names you could get that would be interesting, but that my enthusiasm. Sorry, I'm not. Women can make great horror movies. I don't know.
Kathleen Kennedy. Yeah, Kathleen Kennedy. No, that's a
Star Wars.
Near Dark.
Oh yeah. Shit. Come on.
James Cameron's ex-fucking wife.
Yeah, who's probably not going to do a Masters of Horror though. Let's be honest.
Could though. Are you saying
Good.
Near Dark is not?
Oh no, she absolutely could direct it. I'm just saying she's a little too.
Catherine Bigelow.
Thank
There
you.
you go. Yeah, she's a little too high profile still. I think she's winning the Oscar and everything for Hurt Locker. I don't think she would.
That was 12 years ago, Dan.
Yeah, but she's still. I don't know what she's done.
If she
recently.
wanted to, she could though.
Her last directorial film was Detroit, which
I didn't watch that.
exactly.
You know who would be another good director? Panos Cosmatos.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I think maybe
so timid. It's funny.
The Fort Richard Stanley. Holy shit, that's a must.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah.
Let's reboot this fucking series now.
Yeah. I know there's not a lot of like the OG 80s masters left that have, whole careers behind them. But yeah, I'd be cool with some fresh faces. They did it with Lucky McKee. I mean, he wasn't.
And I'm looking forward to his episode.
Yes. All right, guys. So I think that's all we have for you. Be sure to support us on Patreon at patreon.com/fleshwoundfeatures for early and exclusive uncensored content. And fleshwoundfeatures.com. Check out the eBay stores, Facebook, Twitter, Flesh Wound Radio, all that good stuff. Good night.
Lucy Maxwell. Namaste.
Good night.